So let's get right to this. This is the 12 features on the Action 4 that you might not know about.
Mr. Black.
By the way, welcome to the channel. My name is Danny Black. I love to share with you cool gear that comes my way and also show you how to use some of that gear as well. But if you're new here, don't be a stranger, click that button. I put links to everything down in the description, plus a surprise link, so check it out. Okay, so first thing on the list is a webcam mode. You can plug this in direct via USB-C to your computer, and it gives you a prompt on your screen saying OTG or file transfer or webcam. So you'll click webcam and that's it. No need for any additional software for your computer. All the major apps out there will recognize it as a webcam source. This is what it looks like with webcam mode. I mean, it looks really good, but also what I love about it is you can actually go through and even change your exposure. So if you want a manual exposure, whoops, like something like a little bit brighter, a little bit darker. You can also turn on or off your rock steady. And also you can change the field of view. So if you wanted that de-warped wide, like so, that's just like your standard view right there. Yeah, it looks great as a webcam. The audio though does not come from the camera, so you have to have an external microphone or something like that. You can also do live streams straight from your Action 4, but I'll save that for a future video. The second feature I want to share with you is if you go down into this side menu here, where you see this image adjustment, you'll see a new feature where they have a preset portrait mode. Meaning if you're making videos where you have people talking to the camera or of yourself, you can put that in portrait mode and it knows how to balance out that sharpness to noise reduction ratio. So right now talking to this thing, it's pretty close to my face actually, and this is default, and let's just flip it over to portrait. So with that portrait mode, does it look any better? Does it look sharper on my face? Does the background look a little bit more blurry? But also you can manually set the sharpness and noise reduction depending on what you're trying to do. The next feature is loop recording. This is where you can record at 5 minutes, 20 minutes, and 1 hour, or the maximum of your SD card. And basically what that does is as you're recording that long period of time, it will actually loop and just kind of replace the older stuff with the newer stuff, kind of like a dash cam. So when you do hit that record button, it will keep all of that 5 minutes, 20 minutes, 1 hour. But that's just a great way to get long periods of footage where it can just kind of recycle that old stuff. All right, so for the next feature, I know that you know about the little mount right here that's magnetic. It just clips on, but that also means that the base is magnetic. So with that knowledge, you can actually just put this on anything that's metal and it will stick to it. But also if you have like a little medallion like this, put this around your neck, put it under your shirt, you put on this little magnetic attachment like this, boom. And then now you actually have like a little chest harness right there. It's just a really good POV shot. And because it will actually flip the orientation for you, you don't have to worry about doing that in post. It's not gonna be on there super hard, so I wouldn't like trust this in like really crazy scenarios where it could fall off. But if you're just trying to get a quick shot like that, it works for that. Now, if you've experienced any light flicker in your footage, it basically means that you need to change the frame rate because different countries have different power. Like US has 110, here in Australia we have 220 volts. So if I put it on 60 frames per second, I'll get that light flicker. So if I switch it over to 50 frames or 25 frames, that will fix that. And I love on this DJI menu system, you can go from 60 to 50 just that quickly. The camera also has voice control, so you can turn that on and you can get 4 voice commands. Start recording, stop recording, take a photo, shut down. So yeah, you can start and stop recording, you can take a photo, and you can shut the camera down just by saying it. But speaking of voice, you can also get voice prompts on here. That way if you're quick switching between different modes, you can hear a voice prompt.
Video.
That can help you be a little bit more certain that you're in the mode that you want to be in. And the next feature is that quick switch button. So there's the power button, and underneath that it'll say QS, and that's your quick switch. Now if you go into your main menu and you look at the top and you see QS, if you click on that, you can actually turn on and off the voice prompts. You can have a switch screen that actually will switch between the back and the front. So if you want the front off and locked, you can actually just screen switch it. The back is actually locked and the front is actually working now. And you can just unlock the back and it'll actually switch it again, just like that. You can add photos, videos, slow motion to this. You can put hyperlapse, you can put playback. You can add all of those things in there so that way when you go to your quick switch,
Screen switch, photo, video.
It just helps you navigate to those things a lot faster. And that also includes custom presets, which we'll get into in a second. and that second is here. So custom modes are really cool on this camera. You can set your settings up exactly the way you want to through the menu and pro settings, whether it's for a night sky time lapse or a certain 4K cinematic 24 frames per second video. You can click this button up here and you can save up to 5 custom presets. And then you can find those presets by just swiping over on your menu or using that quick switch button. And that just makes it really easy to have those custom presets. That way you don't have to go through and keep changing out the settings and things like that. You just have that custom preset. You also have quick capture on this. And what's cool about that is if you power this thing down, when you hit quick capture, it'll actually start recording from the last settings that you had, whether it's a custom preset or a time lapse, and it starts up within seconds and starts recording. And then when you want to stop, instead of just automatically powering down, it gives you the option to swipe up to keep your camera on, which makes it so much easier. Like if you're trying to do quick shots, like if you're traveling and you get the camera out, you can hit the button, it goes up, it starts recording. But sometimes you just want to stop that and start recording somewhere else. You don't want it to turn off completely. So that actually makes it a lot more convenient. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is some of the reviews you might see. It shows the Action 4 with this screen right here. You might think, oh, this isn't working, I can't see myself in 4K 60. Well, that's just in normal color mode. If you actually switch it back over to D-Log 10-bit color, it works no problem. So if you wanted to see yourself with that 4K regular color, 60 frames per second, if you do that screen switch, so the screen is off in the back and the screen is on in the front, it'll be fine, it won't do that. So that's a couple of different ways around it. The other feature is if you have multiple Action cameras, you can actually set a time code on this. So that way you can take that footage from those multiple cameras and you can put them in your editing system and it will line up really quickly. And that's really easy to set up if you just go into the menu system and you go to the settings and you swipe down to timecode. You will also see a running timecode that's on there, which is actually your current time. And you can reset that. You can actually show that timecode display as well, just to make sure it's all syncing up. And that just makes it a lot easier if you're doing a multi-cam shoot. Now, last thing I'm going to talk about is this USB-C port that's on there. I've said this in other videos, but I love that you can plug in USB powered microphones. So you can see when it's plugged in, there's a little microphone icon on the top there. And you can also see it on the front screen and it kind of shows the levels. And if maybe you're peaking too loud, it'll actually turn red. You can also plug in a desk mic that's USB-C or even a lavalier that goes to USB-C. And it just sounds so good and it's so easy to use. Like you don't have to have any like accessories or anything like that to make it work. It just plugs in and it works great. So that is my 12 features that you might not know about the Action 4. It's a great camera and I'm really enjoying using it. It just works really well. The menu system's easy to navigate. And yeah, if you want to check it out, check out the link in the description and you can find it down there. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Mr. Blank.